Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday evening lesson here with us. As usual, now, as you know, we had a great Congress and we're back in action. So Tuesday night, we're carrying on with our lesson tonight. So we're going to carry on with where we left off with the selected excerpts. As you know, responsible for one another on the road to Lishma. Lesson 1, item number 4 is where we're going to carry on from. I hope you guys had a great Congress, and we'll continue as usual. Now, for those of you who are new to the YouTube channel, and if you're new to the Wisdom of Kabbalah, there are 3 semesters of beginners lessons on this YouTube channel. You're very much welcome to watch them. They're all free. And if you like the Wisdom of Kabbalah, you can always go to Kabbalah.info and join the CABU Academy to study with like-minded people from all around the world. In interim, also, if you have any questions as to what we're studying, from what we're studying more rather, you can always send your questions through the usual channels and we'll try to find answers together from the excerpts. So, item number 4 from the lesson, selected excerpts, less responsible for one another on the road to Lishma. One must not ask the Creator to bring him closer to him, as it is insolence on the part of man. For in what is he more important than others? However, when he prays for the collective, which is Malchut called the assembly of Israel, the sum of the souls that the Shekhinah is in the dust, and he prays that she will rise, meaning that the Creator will light up her darkness, then all of Israel will rise in degree 2, including the beseeching person, who is included in the collective. Let's read again. One must not ask the Creator to bring him closer to him, as it is insolence on the part of man, for in what is he more important than others? However, when he prays for the collective, which is Malchut, called the assembly of Israel, the sum of the souls, that the Shekhinah, divinity, is in the dust, and he prays that she will rise, meaning that the Creator will light up her darkness, then all of Israel will rise in the degree 2, including the besieging person who is included in the collective. Right, so basically we cannot be selfish when we pray. Right, we can't be selfish in any case. Okay, so if we're studying the wisdom of Kabbalah, we understand that our nature is egoism and our nature is a desire to receive for ourselves, and we're trying to convert that to the same attribute of the Creator, which is love of others and bestowing. All right, so our nature is love of ourselves and receiving for ourselves. We want to convert that to the love of others and bestowing to others so we can be like the Creator. Okay, and if that's what we can manage, then that'd be great, because from there on, as you can see, what we'll be able to do is to equalize with the Creator. And so he says here, if you pray for yourself, you're doing yourself damage. Okay, that's the whole idea. Okay, so one needs to pray for everybody else except himself. Now, if he's in a group with like-minded people who want to achieve the same thing, and if everybody's praying for everyone, then everybody's included. So the person doesn't need to be afraid about who's going to ask for me. Okay, because by nature, the first thing we're afraid of is ourselves. So a person normally says, well, what's going to happen to me? What about me? Okay, well, don't worry. If you're in a group, if everybody's praying for everybody else, you are included in everybody else. So there is no way you can be outside of what's called here Malchut. Okay, so that's the group. The assembly of Israel means a group of people who are studying together. It's not talking about an Israel as a country. That's a technical term. Anybody who wants to come closer to the Creator is called Yashar El Yisrael, which means straight to the Creator. So if we're all in a group, technically, with a spiritual definition, we're called Israel. All right? Doesn't mean anything about our religion, doesn't mean anything about where we come from, and so on. It's basically a term given to a person who wants to direct himself to attain a new nature, which is called the nature of the Creator. So, and he prays that she will rise, meaning that the Creator will light up her darkness. Then all of Israel will rise in a degree too, including the besieging same boat, then we're all going together. Okay, same mentality. Except number 5, this is from Ramhal. Just bear with me. Let me do this because I've just lost you guys. Okay. Just a second. Okay. Right. Next one, excerpt number 5. You're all beautiful, my wife, and there is not a flaw in you. To be completed, the rest of the souls must connect to her and all become one in her. At that time, divinity illuminates in a great correction, and then you are all beautiful, my wife. And no flaw is left in her, since by the force of Arvut, each one corrects for the other, and thus everything is corrected. That's a short one from Ramhal. Let's read that again. You're all beautiful, my wife, and there's not a flaw in you. This is from Song of Songs. This is David's wife being Malchut. Okay? Malchut is the desire to receive. And if it wants to get corrected, it's called a beautiful wife. To be completed, the rest of the souls must connect to her and all become one in her. So if we are all connected together, then all of us, all of our souls, obviously, become connected, and it becomes a place, it becomes a beautiful place where divinity can illuminate. All right? And that's called a great correction. And then you are all beautiful, my wife. That's the whole idea. So Malkut is a desire to receive. That's why it's called feminine, a woman. Okay. And if it gets filled with the light, and it becomes a place of holiness, and that's why it's called a beautiful wife. And no flaw is left in her. There's nothing of self-reception left in that situation, since by the force of the mutual guarantee, which one corrects for the other, and thus everything is corrected. So if we're all responsible for each other, then all the flaws become corrected. Excerpt number 6. Before we move on, Abdul Qadir has a question. Does the created being have free choice to attain the nature of the creator? Nope. We don't have a free choice in that because we have to grow up. It's like kids, right? They have to grow up. They don't have a choice. Okay, so we have to attain the purpose of life. And in that, we don't have a choice. Whether we do it or not, it's a different question. There's also a question mark about, is there free choice if I want to do it or not? But everybody has to grow up. There is no escape from the purpose of life. The free choice is not in that. The free choice is, am I going to do it voluntarily or not? Am I going to grow up in a good way or not? Okay, so my free choice lies in the question how. Okay, how am I going to do this? That's where the free question is. The free choice is. Otherwise, we all have to grow up. There's no escape from the purpose of life. Sibel is asking, Rav said to read and study the Zohar. Can the young group also do this, or do we still have time? You can study whatever you like. Okay, you can study any text you want. So, what can I say? Also, the other day in the noon lesson, he said, we will see how the Zohar clothes itself in you. What does this mean for a friend who wants to study the Zohar alone? How does the Zohar clothe in itself in a person? You can't clothe in the Zohar unless you connect with the friends. We've just read two excerpts. Both of them talk about how I need to be mutually responsible for the friend. I can't just read a book on my own and think about myself and think about the Zohar clothing in me. We just read, it says, look, in article number 4, we just read it. One must not ask the Creator to bring him closer to him. Does that make sense? It says Rabash, right? It says you cannot ask the Creator to be close to him. You can't. For in what is he more important than others? Okay, why should he bring you closer? Why are you so important and the others are not? Okay. So you can read whatever, you can study whatever, you can do whatever. Okay. Question is it going to be helpful? Okay. Excerpt number 6. You must always stand guard all day and all night. When you feel a state of day or feel a state of night, it follows that you must awaken the heart of the friends until the flame rises by itself. You must always stand guard all day and all night. When you feel a state of day or feel a state of night, it follows that you must awaken the heart of the friends until the flame rises by itself. Once again, as you can see, night and day, up and down. All right, so when we're having ups and downs on the path, we're going through day and night. You can't keep going up without going down. So there has to be light, there has to be darkness. When you have light and darkness, it becomes one day, which means one full degree. Okay, one full state you have to overcome, or one full state you have to go through. Same thing. Okay, so the day starts from the night. All right, so we start from the night, we go through the day, we get back to the night. So you have to go through a cycle: night, day, and so on. Okay. So you have to awaken the heart of the friends until the flame rises by itself. Again, this is important. We need to understand, if I do not work with the friends and we're all working together, if we do not all work together, we're going to have a drama. Because one cannot maintain force alone. It's just not going to happen. All right. So you need the friends. Okay, like our friend said here, can I read the Zohar alone? Well, go ahead. See how you go. Okay. And then after a few days, a few nights, you'll just get tired and you'll stop doing it. It's just how it is. You can't maintain it. To maintain something, you need a team, right? And that team is the group. So if we're all working together, then I've got fuel. I can maintain, I can keep running, I can keep swimming, keep pushing. But on my own, it's temporary. So when a person is alone, they have quick, fast moves, okay? But they won't go far. Alone, you move fast, but you get nowhere. With the group, you move slow, but you go far. Same in life. Ingrid's asking, hello, how does one see in everything at first friends and then the world, the creator. And is this the intention for studying? How does one see in everything at first friends and then the world, the creator, and is this the intention for studying? The intention for the study, let's start with that one because the intention comes first. The intention for studying spirituality, according to the wisdom of Kabbalah, is to reach adhesion with the creator. There is no other intention. What does it mean to reach adhesion with the creator? It means to have a common contact, a common, something in common with the creator, right? And that common thing is the attribute of bestowal, which we need to get as we learn from our nature as well. So that's the purpose of life, to connect with the creator, and to connect with the creator, we have to have the same attribute as he has, which is bestowing to others, which I've just mentioned a few minutes ago. That's the intention, and there is no other intention. This is the only intention, okay? Because that's the purpose of life. So this is why we need to go just for that, okay? So the first part of the question, how does one see in everything at first friends? Because the friends are the most closer to me. They're right in front of my eyes. I can see them all the time. I can feel them. I can get feedback from them. The creator, nobody gets feedback from the creator. Everybody's praying. You see in religions, everybody praying to some god they have. Nobody gets feedback. Nobody knows what's going on. With the friends, you got straight feedback. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. So the friends are more practical. They're right in front of my eyes. I can get feedback on what I'm doing right, wrong. I can measure myself. In religions, nobody can measure themselves. This is why they do things in blind faith. There's no feedback. I'm doing a bunch of stuff and I don't know what I'm doing even. Nobody even knows what they're doing, whether it's right, wrong. Nobody has the slightest clue. And they have no idea as to what's going to happen the next moment. So what happens is people come up with all kinds of beliefs that I did this and now the creator is punishing me, blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. Okay. And nobody knows for certain why anything is happening to them in life whatsoever. You can't measure it. So the more religious you become, the more fruitcake you start to become. Why? Because you got nothing to relate to. You got no cause and consequence. So all of a sudden, you got friends going religious, and then all of a sudden they turn fruitcake. And you don't understand why they do that. Because you got no proper feedback. You got nothing to work with in a concrete way. So the friends can help me measure how far am I moving towards the love of others and not. I've got them as a measuring tool. I can get feedback. Do I love them? Don't love them? Do I want to make efforts for them? Yes, no, how much? Do I feel like it? Do I not feel like it? What am I going to get for it? Am I getting anything for it except headaches? Right? So all these things are questions you can answer if you're working with the friends. Because remember, from what we've learned in the perception of reality, I perceive reality according to my traits. So all the feedback I get is according to my traits. And all that feedback is coming from the group. And if I don't get that feedback, I have no idea what to correct or what to want to even correct. Forget correcting it. You can't even want correctly what to change in you because you've got no vision, got no visual. Okay, this is why the friends are concrete. You're like concretely studying. Everything is just right in front of your eyes. And you can see yourself blind naked. You can't make a mistake. Matt is asking, then what should be done to expand the desire of the group? What should we do to to expand the desire of the group? We should all contribute to it. All of us should contribute to the study. We should take responsibility. We should come to the lessons, right? The more I come to the lessons, the more I have a strong framework. Because if I invest in something, the more I invest, the more important it becomes for me. The more important something is, the more I'm likely to stick with it. So the important thing here is to increase the importance, also by doing things to advance. Like, we have people who translate, we've got people who, I don't know, edit work, we've got people who do all kinds of things every day, even putting this lesson together. It's a teamwork, they're like 5, 6 people working together to put this lesson together every Tuesday. So it's a team, and then we've got another program after this. And then, there's a team of like 5, 6 people working on that. Okay. So there's like 5, 6 people here, 5, 6 people on that one. You see what I mean? So people are like making an effort to increase the importance of spirituality. And once they organize this program, right? So for example, they're running the lesson in the background, right? So they have to sit for an hour with me, don't they? They sit, they listen. So they're not just organizing it, but they're also in the lesson. So they're committed themselves, right? So they committed themselves to take responsibility, and then they're in the lesson with us. So they're like chewing the material with me all the time. See, so every week they can't run away because they've got responsibility now. Okay, it's like taking care of kids. I can't run away from that responsibility. So I've got to take care of the guys. I've got to take care of the students. I've got to take care of all of us. So we're all now committed to a Tuesday night. Okay. So that's like, yeah, that's a lesson. That's a commitment. So before the lesson, we all have to think about why we're doing it. All right. Like Ingrid asked, while we're doing it, we want to increase the importance of spirituality. We want to connect with the Creator. We want to bestow. We want to do something good for somebody else. Okay, it's my Tuesday night. Tuesday night is called, well, when I was in Sydney, it was called Tight Ass Tuesday night because you used to get good discount on the movies in the cinema. Yeah, that's what it was called. Tight Ass Tuesday night. Get like good discount and go to the movies, right? So instead of going to the movies, okay, see, we're here trying to get spiritual, okay? So it's important, okay? And this is how you begin to build more and more and more importance. And as you do, you become committed to the goal. So this becomes your lifestyle. And not just your lifestyle, but this starts to become your life. You understand that your life has a purpose and you build that purpose. So you're literally building a path for yourself by doing things and investing in things. Okay, and that's how you can grow it. This is how we've all grown. All of us, we've all grown because we've taken responsibility. And if we hadn't, we would not have advanced. And spirituality would not have been important for us. Okay. And a lot of the people who really fall on the way are those who don't take responsibility because you don't have anything to give. You're constantly taking, and it's like you're constantly eating but never going to the toilet, you know. It's like constipation. So you just like, get blocked up. And then a lot of people just fall off the bandwagon simply because they're taking a lot from the lessons, from everything, and they just don't give it to the friends. They don't inject it to the friends. They don't pass it on. They don't give the importance of the goal. They don't, it just doesn't work out. Abdul Qadir is asking, what is the beginning of the spark before it turns into a flame? Well, that's the dot in the heart, isn't it? We all come here with a dot in the heart. Okay, nobody's here without one. Everybody has a dot in the heart. Actually, every living person has a dot in the heart. Everybody has a dot in the heart. If we didn't, we couldn't survive. It's it's the spirit of life, yeah? Okay, so everybody has it. And it comes with a question mark. When it appears in us in a question mark and we find the group, then that's when all the sparks are together. Okay, because they're awakened sparks. So a person really needs to stick his head into the environment. Stick your head in there, and that's it. Then all we have to do is add some dry bush so it'll burn. Okay, so if there's a bunch of sparks, we just have to add some wood, add some bushes so it can catch fire. How? By adding to it. Okay, we can't just have little sparks. You have to add into it. This is why every night we have something, right? Every night with the Turkish group, we've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Except Friday and Saturday, we've got something every day. Okay. Why are we doing all that? Because it strengthens us. It grows us. Okay. It commits us to the path. It also shows the creator we're committed. Saying, look, we're a group, we're committed. We've got you in our life every day. Okay. We're with you every night. Okay. Friday, Saturday, well, we've got the morning lesson 7 days a week. Okay. So if I could do Friday and Saturday nights too, I would. Okay. But have to give family time. But remember, we've got morning lessons every day. Okay. So thank goodness they're asleep during that time and we can get into the morning lesson. Okay. But the important thing here is we have to also show to each other that we're committed. All right, so by doing this all the time, we show each other we're committed. We show each other you can trust me. You can walk with me. I'll be there. All right. So if everybody shows their friend, look, I'm with you. All right, we're all together in this. Then we can be strong. Then that can turn into a flame. So we have to add all the time. Because if we don't add, that fire is going to go out. Right? So it's like a little fireplace. We've started the fire. You have to keep adding the logs in. Otherwise, it'll go out. Nurdan's asking, my prayer for my friend was answered, but my friend fell again. Do I need to pray more deeply that my friend doesn't fall? Apart from the attention I show to him, does this union always proceed with prayers? It's good to pray for the friend. It's good to help the friend. Sometimes we have to also understand, this, you're praying for the friend, you're helping the friend, but this is a mutual thing. The friend also has to do something, right? Okay. You can't do everything all the time. So one of us falls, we all pray. Falls again, we all pray. But if he's not putting back in or she's not putting back in, she's not going to get up. Your prayer will work if afterwards the person adds something. but it won't if they don't. Okay? Because relationships are two ways. You do your best, and they also have to do their best. And then we can all pray for each other to do our best. And if we all move together, then we can. But that's it. That's why sometimes people fall, and we think about them. We always try to help them out, but it doesn't always work out. Was it because we're not praying strong enough? Maybe that's the case. I don't know. Or maybe the person isn't putting enough, right? We don't know. But at the end of the day, we have to understand that everybody has to chip something in. There's no other way. Maya's asking, how can I always look out for and wake the friends if I only have a point in the heart and friends to hold on to? Well, you got to be a good example to the friends if you want to help them. Okay, so if they see you like always in the lessons, you're participating in the meetings, you're helping out with dissemination, they see you're in the business. Okay, they see you running around. Okay, they see you working for the path. So they think, well, Mahir's running around. Maybe I should start running around. So it's always about the example, right? We're a good example for the world, clear as a group as well, from what I heard from the friends, right? So they said to me in the Congress, we're also going to do something every night like you guys are doing. Okay, because we understand that not everybody can come to the morning lesson. We understand that waking up to the morning lesson for everyone is just not possible. Okay, but everyone can have, every night there's something to listen to. I'm going to just turn the internet on, turn the TV on, and I can hear something spiritual. Okay, so you see, we do something creative. It impacts the whole world when they see there's a good result coming out of it. So it's the same thing with the individual, right? So every individual does something good and they become an example for everybody else. Then we're all in the lessons, we're all moving together and so on. And that gives us confidence. And that also attracts the light. Okay? Because when we start to do things for others, we get light. We are not bestowal, we're reception. Okay? So how can I get the power to do something for somebody else? Only from the Creator, right? So if I want to do something for others, I get strength because we can't bestow. The Creator is bestowal. Okay? So that's getting the light. So now we're in bestowal mode. Okay? You see what I mean? And that's how we keep pushing a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And this is why on the path as we move forward, it gets tougher, right? Because we constantly we want to do a bestowal, act of bestowal. What happens is my desire to receive is growing up. So as I want to bestow, the desire to receive grows. So I want to bestow, the desire to receive grows. So I feel like squashed in between all the time. And this constantly getting smashed by both sides, where you want to bestow, you want to give, you want to bestow, you want to take. What do you want to do? So that is giving us the space to work. This is why when you're in the process of working and being a good example, you're likely to get hardships. And that's how you grow. Okay, it's like, you've been to the gym a few times, right? So you can't keep lifting 2 kilograms every day. You got to move up. So this week we had 2 kilograms. Next we've got to work on 3. Then the following week on 4. Okay. And that's how you grow. And the same thing here. So we've got to keep pushing and adding, and that will make us stronger. Okay. The important thing is to keep the motivation to go to the gym every day, right? So here I've got to do the same, to have the motivation to turn up every day. So am I going to do that? With the friends. All right. So if I see the guys all the time together, we're all moving together, I get motivated. So it's easier to go to the gym if you've got a gym buddy. All right. And you're hanging out and then so on. Well, same here. You want to get spiritual, you need a spirit body. All right. So you need a spiritual buddy, and that's your group. Otherwise, it doesn't work out. Okay. Rightio. So we're about, what, 55 people nearly today. That's nice. Okay. All right. So let's read a little bit more. Excerpt from Bala Sulam. Excerpt number 7. Sorry, we're on excerpt number 6 from Rabash. No, excerpt number 7. We've just done Rabash. From Bala Sulam Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah. If 600,000 men abandon their work for the satisfaction of their own needs and worry about nothing but standing guard so their friends will not lack a thing, and moreover they will engage in this with great love, with their very heart and soul, in the full meaning of the mitzvah, love your friend as yourself, it is then beyond doubt that no one in the nation will need to worry about his own well-being. Because of this, one becomes completely free of skewering his own survival and can easily observe the mitzvah, love your friend as yourself. All right, let's read that again. If 600,000 men abandon their work for the satisfaction of their own needs and worry about nothing but standing guard so their friends will not lack a thing, and moreover they will engage in this with great love, with their very heart and soul, in the full meaning of love your friend as yourself, it is then beyond doubt that no one in the nation will need to worry about his own well-being. All right, this is a sentence. Can chew it. 600,000, obviously we don't have to be 600,000 men in the group, okay? We're talking about the power of a group here. Okay, 600,000 refers to Zerampin at the level of Atzilut. Okay, so if we're all in bestowal, and if we're all working for each other, so that we lack nothing, what does it mean we don't lack anything? It means I don't lack anything if I want to attain spirituality. It's not talking about my bank account. It's not talking about what's in my fridge or what I'm lacking in my fridge. Actually, if we were in true arut as a society, I would be thinking of that too. Okay, but in terms of world circumstances, we're not there as humanity. Okay, we're not there as a group either. Okay, if we were a tight-knit group, everyone would be thinking about everybody's every need, their food, health, everything corporeal too. But we're not there. So we have to take things according to where we are and not go into fantasy land. Okay? So arvut, mutual responsibility for us, is to stand guard so that all of my friends who want to attain spirituality will get my maximum support so they can attain the purpose of life. Okay, that's what we need to do. Okay, so if all of us were worried about the spiritual needs of our friends and how they could attain spirituality and come to the purpose of life, for us, that's enough at the moment. All right, so a lot of people misunderstand this, and then they go into all kinds of, I don't know, they go close themselves up on a mountain somewhere or wherever. Okay, it's not the correct way to study. Okay, in the 21st century, it won't happen. Okay, it's not the way we do it in the 21st century. Okay, in the future, when we're all getting corrected, we will. by default we will, because our nature will be worrying about others, but we're not there. So we just have to worry about everybody attaining spirituality. Okay, so that is our arvut. That is our love your friend as yourself for the moment. And if we all think and work for everybody's attainment, then it says we don't have to worry about really getting spiritual, because there's no other option but to succeed. Okay? This is a law of nature. If a team works on what they want to achieve, see, they can go to the moon. Right? If a team wants to go to Mars, soon they'll go to Mars. Why? Because they all have a common goal. They're all working to make one thing reality. They cannot fail. You understand what I mean? They'll find a way, because it's laws of nature. So if we all work on the true meaning of life and just focus on that, there's no way we can fail. And that's called being responsible for one another. Because of this, one becomes completely free of securing his own survival and can easily observe the mitzvah, love your friend as yourself. So if we all work for each other's spiritual attainment, it says I don't have to worry about myself. Because if I see all my friends working for my benefit, then I can easily work for the benefit of others. Okay, that's the important thing we need to also understand here. Because our nature is egoism, because our nature is a desire to receive for ourselves, I cannot really work for the benefit of others if I don't see them working also for me. Okay, because the ego won't agree otherwise. So how can I convince my egoism? Right? Because we want to work smart. We can't fight it. You can't win against a pharaoh. So you have to be smart against a pharaoh. If you show your egoism that all your friends love you and they're all out there to help you, then you can work for them as well, because it becomes a reciprocal thing. Okay? But if you go against your ego all the time, you will just get tired and you will fail. So we've got to be smart and we've got to help each other out so the ego cannot resist. And we can always be then above the ego if I get support from the environment. If I get support from people, I can do things I don't want to do. But if I don't get support, then I won't be motivated to do anything. Right? So we have to trick the ego. Right, we'll take a question and then we'll call it a night. Abdul Qadir is asking, how can the creature reach the state of bestowal without knowing what the desire to receive is? Well, we can't. We will first have to discover what the desire to receive is. This is why the first part of the road is to discover how disgusting we are in our egoism. Right? This is why we contradict with a lot of methods, right? A lot of methods focus on self-love. How can I love myself more? Okay. Love yourself, everybody's talking about. That, well, we already love ourselves, so what's there to talk about? We want to actually discover the truth, right? The real reality. So the wisdom of Kabbalah, the more I study it, it should show me how far I am from bestowing to others, how far I am from loving others. It should show me my real state. And truth is painful, as they say. Turkish proverb like that. Okay, and the truth is harsh. And as we get to advance on the path, then we begin to feel bad. right? And that's exactly when I need the friends, because I'm going to need them to make sure they're right next to me, because we are going to feel bad the more we discover this egoism. It will hurt us. And then afterwards, we still don't know what bestowal is, right? But the more I discover the egoism, the more I discover how bad it is, right? And then you're thinking, how bad can I be? Seriously, okay? How evil is my nature? Then, even though you don't know what bestowal is, none of us have an idea of what bestowal is, but you have an idea that you don't want to be an egoist. And that's a nice understanding you want to come to. So you forget about all this coochie moochie loving others business, and you begin to hate your real state. And then you want to run away from Pharaoh. And that's where we need to get to first. When you just want to run away from yourself. And that's when you're going to need everybody, because it's not going to be pretty. But as we got friends with us, you'll see that you got support around you. So then you can feel like you can want to be good, right? Because you see all the evil in you, and then you look at your friends and then you see how they support you, then you feel like there's hope to get out of yourself. And that's the light at the end of the tunnel. This is why if we're all good friends to each other, we can overcome all the evil that's coming out in us. All of it. If we don't, otherwise we're just lost. So in the wisdom of Kabbalah, sticking around really only depends on one thing: if you got good mates or not. And if you don't, well, unlucky you. Nobody's made it without good friends in this business. All right. So let's hope we all become good friends to each other and we'll get through everything. Okay. It's the only way to get through everything, if you have a good team, good friends around you. All right, guys. Hope we all had a good lesson. Next Tuesday, business as usual, hopefully. If everything goes well. See you guys next Tuesday. Have a good night. Bye-bye.